And even in the book of Revelation, it says the same thing. But I'm going to read the one in Luke chapter 21. Shaul Paul also speaks about this too in his letter to the Romans. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let me bring this down. Luke chapter 21, where I have the asterisk, verse 24. Notice what it says here. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, speaking of Israelites, the true Israelites, and be led away captive into all the nations. And Jerusalem, that is Jerusalem, shall be trampled underfoot by the Gentiles, that's the nations, until the times of the nations or the Gentiles are fulfilled. This is going to be all the way up until the time of his coming, which is going to be here. Verse 25, and there shall be signs in the sun and the moon and the stars and in the earth, anxiety of nations in bewilderment at the roaring of the seas and agitations, men's fainting from fear and expectation of what is coming on the earth, for the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then they shall see the son of Adam coming in the cloud with power and much esteem. This is his second coming. So the nations will be ruling Jerusalem until the time that he comes. This is the same people that we hear about, these Gentiles that are ruling the nations, as we read in Revelation 2:9. Notice what it says here. Now I'm walking on some thin ice here, so I got to be careful with TT or they're going to shut me down and you guys won't see me for a week. I know your works and pressure and poverty, yet you are rich, and the blasphemy, which is the disrespect of those who say that they are Yahudim. Yours will say Jews and are not, but they are the congregation of Satan. Yours may say the synagogue of Satan or the followers of Satan. These people are the same ones that run your education, that run your Hollywood, that run your entertainment, that run all your sports, that run your banks, that run the lawyer offices. These are the ones that's running our government. It's the same people. The Steins and the Bergs. They are the one that is teaching us how to disrespect our creator through the stuff that we see on the boob tube and that we hear on the radio, and got all these people shaking their booties and everything else. These are the people. These are the ones. And that's why people like Kanye West is coming out, because he finally realized Yah has opened his eyes for a reason. He might not be a follower of him, but he knows what's going on. Same thing with Kyrie Irving that was playing basketball. He had to kiss the ring so he can go back and play. He had to kiss the ring of the Ish people. It's the only way that they were going to let him back into the NBA. Other than that, he was done. This is why you cannot say anything about those people here in the United States and think you're going to get away with it without some kind of repercussion. They will cut you off, literally. And guess what? They're the same ones who is going to institute the mark of the beast, and they're going to start taking our heads off. This is part of their Noahic laws, all right? Their no-hide laws that are coming. They are the people that's taking off the heads. Nice to see you there, Brother Spencer, which is my last name. Yes, all the crosses are pagan. The Ankh. We were talking about that yesterday. We were studying about the cross. The cross is a pagan symbol that goes all the way back to Nimrod. It is based off of Tammuz, Nimrod's son. That's right, soldier for Yahuwah. Yep, Trump is going to do that. How do I search you on YouTube? Amber Self, what you do is you take my handle here on, let me pull it back up here. You take that and you go to your YouTube account, and where it says search, you put in @ the ampersand And then you put Yah Ambassadors 7595. No spaces. Wow, there's still over 400 people in here. That's amazing. That is truly amazing. All praises to Yahuwah. Can we have details about the facts? The tree and not a cross? Well, yeah. I mean, let me grab my chair here. So cross. And let me do this here. First of all, you've heard where it says, "Cursed is he who hangs on a tree." So that comes from the Old Testament. Okay. Yes, Zach, cross is wrong. Cross is wrong. We should not have crosses on us at all. But let me show you guys something here. Let me show you something. Okay, hold on here, you guys. All right, so let me share this with you guys. So you guys have heard this word, the Ankh. Okay, so I'm going to read a little bit of this to you guys. Alrighty. The Ankh is one of the most recognizable symbols from ancient Egypt, known as the key of life or cross of life, and dated to an early dynastic period, which is 3150 C, which is before the current era, all the way to 2613 BCE, before the current era. It is a cross with a loop at the top, sometimes ornamented with symbols or decorated flourishes, but usually just a plain gold cross. Now, to the second paragraph. It is an Egyptian hieroglyphic symbol for life or breath of life, which equals Ankh. And the Egyptians believed that one's earthly journey was only part of an eternal life. The Ankh symbolizes both mortal existence and afterlife. It is one of the oldest symbols of ancient Egypt, often seen with the Djed, and was symbols carried by a multitude of the Egyptian gods, plural, in tomb paintings and inscriptions, and worn by Egyptians as an amulet. Now here we go. This is the last part here. The Ankh association with the afterlife made it an especially potent symbol for the Coptic Christians of Egypt in the 4th century CE. So that would have been in the 300s, the years 300, okay? Who took it as their own. This is where the cross started coming into Christianity. This use of the Ankh as a symbol of Christ's promise of everlasting life through belief in his sacrifice and resurrection is most probably the origin of the Christian use of the cross as a symbol of faith today. Once again, nowhere in scripture, this comes from Egypt. And guess where Egypt got it from? Egypt got it from Samaria, also known as Babylon. Okay, let me show you another one here. This is what they look like, the Ankh, their talisman. Here's another one down here. Okay, and notice what they're lifting above the cross. That's supposed to be the sun. Same thing here in these hieroglyphics. Same thing. Okay? Now, let me read this one, because this symbol, for you ladies, it should tell you something. This is the symbol of a woman. Doesn't it look familiar? The symbol of a woman. It looks like a plus sign with a circle on top. And so let me show you this here. Where is it here? Meaning, gift. Marna. Okay, starting from here, the Ankh was also associated with life after death. The dead were sometimes referred to as Anuku, and sarcophagi were also known as Nebank, possessor of life. From the Middle Kingdom, the word Ankh also meant mirror, and many mirrors took the form of the hieroglyphs. After the demise of the Egyptian polytheistic religion, which is multiple gods, the Christian Coptic Church adopted the Ankh. Again, a second witness about the Christian Coptic Church in Egypt adopted the Ankh as a form of the cross known as the crux ansata, or crux with a handle. The Ankh was often linked with Djed, representing stability, or was representing strength, to form a powerful amulet thought to invoke the god's protection over the bearer. This is where all this stuff comes from. Has nothing to do with our Creator, nothing to do with the true belief of the Nazarene. In the Christian circles, yes, that's what Christians do, and they're going to do that all day. But for those of us who know the truth, we don't deal with that. That's right, Swank. Christianity is not biblical at all. The Messiah never came and gave us another religion. He gave us a relationship since the Garden of Eden. That's what it was always supposed to be. All right. So now going back to what you was asking about in the scriptures, let me show you here. Let me pull this up. Give me a second. Put this back on the cradle. I gotta go through my glossary here. Let me look at something here about the tree. S-T... Oh, there's a lot of S's in here. T-R-E-E, tree. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. Hopefully they have it here. Okay, 3:13. Okay, so let's go to Galatians 3:13. Galatians, Ephesians 3:13. Okay, Galatians 3:13 states this. The Messiah Messiah has redeemed us from the curse. Notice this, curse of the law, the curse of the Torah, having become a curse for us. For it is written, cursed is everyone who hangs on a tree. This is in the New King James. This will also be written in the King James Version. Okay, so let me show you from the King James Version, the same passage, Galatians 3:13. Galatians 3:13. See, they can't hide the truth in everything. They're going to miss certain things, but look at here. Galatians 3:13. The Messiah has redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us, for it is written, cursed is everyone that hangeth on a tree. They should have put here, if they wanted to hide everything, they would have put a cross, but they didn't put that because this goes back to the Old Testament. So let's go to the Old Testament where that's found. And let me see if I can find it here. Hold on one second. Galatians 3:13 says, 13b, Deuteronomy 21:23. So let's go there. Deuteronomy, the Barim, and that was the Barim 21:23. Deuteronomy 21:23. let not, so it says here, let his body not remain overnight on the tree, for you shall certainly bury him the same day. For he who is hanged is accursed of Elohim, so that you do not defile the land which Yahuwah your Elohim is giving you as an inheritance. This is the reason why when our Mashiach had breathed his last breath, Joseph of Arimathea, or Joseph, as you know, Arimathea, asked Pontius Pilate for his body to be given to him because the sun was about to set. So they brought his body down because there was going to be a high Shabbat that evening, which was the first beginning of the first day of what we know as the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Because again, if you go back and you look, the Messiah had the Passover. The Passover is not a high Shabbat. It is a feast day, but it is not a high Shabbat. What I mean by that is you are not commanded to rest on the Passover. Like you can go and work on the Passover day, okay? But you are not allowed to work on the first day of unleavened bread. That is a high Shabbat or a high rest day. And so his body needed to be brought down. And this is why Joseph asked for his body, because they're all going to be resting that evening, because that was a high Shabbat. That was a high rest. Alrighty. And so I am going to get off of here in the next couple of minutes and have some din with my family. I thank you all for this time once again. Still hovering over 350 people. That's beautiful. And all we're doing is talking. I'm not even really saying much, just sharing here and there. So I thank you all for this. You're very welcome. I'm sure I received your email, CQ. Oh, yes, I did. I did see your CQ. I did. I did, actually. And for those of you who don't know what Todah means thank you in Hebrew. As our, I think that's our sister. I can't really see your image on there if it is. Amoy was saying Todah. Todah means thank you in Hebrew. Hey, my Aki 11 Ski. Nice to see you, Ak. Haven't seen your name pop up in a minute, so it's nice to see you. You might have been and I just didn't notice you, but I noticed you today. The feast bread is called matzot, period. It's also known as the Feast of Unleavened Bread. You can find that in Leviticus chapter 23.